M3GAN has been one of the biggest box office surprises of the year. It has all the elements of a classic horror movie, a creepy doll, and some serious psychological suspense. So get ready, because this is a behind-the-scenes look at how M3GAN was created. And just a word of advice, you might want to keep your lights on, lock the doors, and check under your bed for this one. At Atomic Monster Productions, they like to brainstorm ideas at the end of the week, and one day they struck gold. Producer James Wan had been involved in some great horror movies before, like Insidious and the Conjuring films. But this concept was something else entirely. Creating a lifelike doll for the film proved to be quite a challenge. They needed to find a way to make the doll look realistic, but also menacing enough that it would scare audiences. To achieve this, they worked with some of the top special effects technicians in the industry to build the perfect killer doll. Making M3GAN was no easy feat. On top of casting and costuming, the crew had to work with special effects technicians to create an animatronic puppet that would look realistic but still menacing. They also had to figure out how to make her move. Director Gerard Johnstone says, "It was really challenging. They talk about working with children and animals, and we did all of that plus, animatronic pets and God knows what else." Creating M3GAN's face also proved to be difficult because she wears a mask throughout the film. To make her more expressive, they used CGI to give her facial articulation.
Let me go.
Whoa. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Katie, what are you doing? Stop it. Katie, calm down.
Let her go.
When it came to bringing M3GAN to life, the filmmakers weren't messing around. They knew they needed someone who could deliver a performance that was both creepy and empathetic, so they called on several talented actresses to audition for the role. Ultimately, it would be Amy Donald, who took on the physical role of M3GAN throughout the film. As director Gerard Johnstone explains it, the methodology was essentially to use an animatronic puppet when she's still, and as soon as she starts moving, she's a girl in a mask. The challenge of having to direct a robot was no small feat for him. Amy Donald was an essential part of giving M3GAN life on screen. Her incredible physicality and ability to become the character made her a miracle find for director Gerard Johnstone. Donald's skill as an actress enabled her to be present in a wide variety of scenes, whether it was running fast on all fours or being the shyest person on set. She was an integral part of bringing the character to life, and she even went so far as to insist she is called M3GAN while on set. Donald's performance combined with Jenna Davis's vocal delivery made it easy for viewers to connect with M3GAN in a way that felt real, which is why the character has become so memorable. Without Amy Donald's hard work, M3GAN would not have been the same. Her dedication to her craft and her commitment to the role were essential in making M3GAN a success. To give M3GAN an additional layer of realism, the team decided to enlist the vocal talents of singer Jenna Davis. According to Johnstone, "We wanted her to feel like a bigger sister rather than a friend. With these two incredible actresses working together, it's no wonder M3GAN has become such a memorable part of recent pop culture." The look of M3GAN was carefully crafted to make her feel both realistic and creepy, without ever looking too much like a real girl. The team continuously went back and forth with Gerard Johnstone on how realistic they wanted M3GAN to be, all while staying in the uncanny valley. They dialed down everything and gave particular attention to M3GAN's eyes, which gave her the eerie yet realistic look they were looking for. To help with M3GAN's movement, a puppeteer sat beneath the doll and steered her head since the puppet did not have legs. This was also done to make her stand out from other killer dolls, as Johnstone wanted her to be iconic. So, did it work? I think so. M3GAN's look grabbed people's attention and left them with a lasting impression. We've seen her featured in multiple articles, memes, parodies, and even toys. She's definitely become an iconic representation of the horror doll trope.
But don't come in here, Katie. It's kind of a mess.
Aunt Jem is right, Katie. I'm all odds and ends right now. I'd really rather you didn't see me like this.
But believe it or not, M3GAN was supposed to look even scarier. So, it turns out that the scariest version of M3GAN, the killer android from the horror flick, didn't make it into the final cut. How come? Well, as Gemma actor Allison Williams recently revealed on Jimmy Fallon, there were multiple versions of M3GAN created for the film, one of which was an animatronic version that required lubricant on the eyes to keep them from getting stuck in a half blink. Sounds creepy, right? Unfortunately, the animatronic M3GAN Megan wasn't quite up to the task of providing companionship and comfort to her charges. And while it would have made for a more realistic look, it would have also taken away from Megan's iconic dance sequence in the trailer, which was a major reason for the movie's pre-release success. Let's face it, no matter how lifelike you make an animatronic doll, it can never hope to match the fluid and graceful movements of a human dancer. Not to mention, if you were watching the movie and suddenly saw a stiff and robotic doll up on screen, it would have been an instant mood killer. So, in the end, the filmmakers opted for a more human look that manages to be both scary and sympathetic at the same time. And those are definitely two emotions we want from our horror villains. The original cut of Megan was much gorier, with a higher body count and some really bone-chilling scenes. However, when the trailers came out and made their way around the internet, creating viral memes and TikTok dance challenges in the process, Universal decided to tone it down a bit so that younger audiences could see it in theaters. This meant that the film's R rating had to be dropped to PG-13, reducing the amount of graphic violence and widening its appeal. Now, with Megan's unprecedented success, writer Akilah Cooper has confirmed that an unrated version is in consideration, and it could possibly be released at some point in the future. So, if you're a fan of the film and have been craving something more brutal, your prayers might be answered. So, is Megan gonna have a sequel as well? With its star-studded cast, including Allison Williams and Jenna Davis as the voice of Megan herself, fans are already speculating on a sequel. As it stands right now, all signs point to the possibility of a return for the murderous villain. Producer James Wan and director Gerard Johnstone have already teased what's in store for Megan's future. While not giving much away, they've made it clear that the box office success of the film will play an important part if and when a sequel is released. And luckily, Megan is performing better than expected at the box office, with fans already asking for more. Adding fuel to the fire is Chucky creator Don Mancini. He welcomed our new villain to the Killer Dollhouse on Instagram, making it known his affinity for her and potentially opening the door for a crossover event. He also floated around ideas for a Chucky crossover series with Universal. Though he hasn't seen the film yet, the doll has already made her mark on the horror genre, with her self-aware nature lending itself to hilarious one-liners and meme-worthy dance routines. She's equally terrifying as she is entertaining, quickly becoming an icon of the genre. The cast, crew, and fans have spoken. A sequel for Megan is inevitable. Whether it will be in the form of a crossover event or a traditional follow-up remains to be seen. But one thing is for certain, Megan isn't leaving our screens anytime soon, and I can't wait to see what she does next. There you have it, ladies and gents. That was a behind-the-scenes look at how Megan was created. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Stop it! You're hurting her!
Do that, you're gonna pair with her.
Crazy. It's insane, right?